I was looking for a change of scene.
Welcome back, friends, to a very sunny, beautiful day on the homestead, Wednesday morning. And today we're going to be working on getting the workbenches in place. The problem with workbenches is when you don't have your shop all organized, it's amazing how a flat surface on a work area will fill up with junk. It just begs to be place stuff on, right? And I think the older you get, the more that happens, because the less likely you are to put stuff on the ground, because it just gets hard to bend over. So we're going to set the main workbench today and kind of get things organized. I've got most of the. I've been a little anxious to get fuel filters, oil filters. I like to have an extra. Usually, I always carry an extra change for every vehicle. Oil filters for all the stuff, which really kind of adds up and gets complicated when you have so many small engines, from the pressure washers to the power saws to the snow blowers, and it can get confusing. And then when your service is when it's time for servicing something, more times than not I go and I'm like a quart short, or I just don't have any organization. So I want to have it set up so with one glance we can kind of see, hey, we need to reorder this and reorder that. And as hard as things are to come by, it seems like everything that I look forward to order now is in short supply or back ordered. It makes me want to have a little bit more on hand, so I'm not waiting on something that I need. So let's get the main bench moved and start laying stuff out and see where the day takes us. My folks are coming up to visit. They haven't been here for months. So we got some Christmas cooking and decorations going on the inside, so we might finish up with that, but we'll just see where the day takes us. So let's get going on these workbenches. You want a perfect example where shortcuts are never shortcuts? So this is where doing things halfway come back to bite you and make your job way more difficult. So there's a fuse on here. It takes a regular 10 amp bladed fuse, and we are having trouble the other day with it, and I couldn't find the fuse because we hadn't unpacked everything, and I grabbed a piece of copper wire, stuck it in there temporarily to get it started, right? Well, forgot about it because I didn't put the fuse in there. I think I must have left the key on last night, and it fed back into the generator or whatever, and now the thing's not charging. I think it's a direct result of this. For lack of a 10-cent fuse, now I have to take that off, and that's probably a part that can't be purchased anymore. It's something I'll have to take to a specialty place and have rewound or rebuilt. I don't know a lot about generators, but there you have it. That's what cutting corners does for you. You know what I should do at the end of every year is do a Tool of the Year award. The Tool of the Year that has made my life simpler and better. This year it would be this guy right here, the NOCO booster. Mrs. W bought this for me. This is the sort of thing that's living proof that there is a devil, an adversary that works against us. The one thing that I would not want to fall off in this whole shop is a level. There's a little tiny 1/8 inch piece of angle iron on there, and that just happened to pick that up there and start to lift that level off there. You couldn't make that happen if you wanted to. Boy, that wall looked pretty big until I went to put this bench up against it here. All right, let's put it over here. We'll back off and let's talk about this. Make sure that we make the right call here. Sorry about the noise, guys. I got to leave that on. I don't want to keep jumping it. So, the reason why I wasn't happy with the bench right over there is because that's got the big roll-up door, and I want to be able to park the adventure van in here and work on stuff. And having that stuff off the wall, it kind of crowded me a little bit. It just didn't work very good. We could still store a lot of things on there, but things, maybe smaller things that are not so deep. So that put us to over here. So here's the question. So this is going to be the bench. We're going to do heavy work, fabricating, welding. When you're changing your oil and stuff, a metal bench is best for that. You know, it doesn't soak into the wood and such. So now that this wall is done, we got to make a decision. Do we push it all the way to the right over here? Now we got a 5 foot or 6 foot walkway right there with our hidden storage. So we're going to have stuff around the back there going in and out, keeping it out of the main shop. I don't necessarily want the vise that far away. So I think what I'm kind of thinking now is maybe we should push it closer to this way over here. Yeah, let's do that and see how that looks. I just realized a potential problem here. So I've got angle iron welded flush to the back there, or close, but this one's sticking out another ½ inch beyond. I must have done that because it went up against a post that was set back from the wall or something. So that's not going to work. That's going to hold us out and be a nightmare. We'll be forever having sockets and things roll off the back and getting away from it. So let's pull this off. Let's cut this off and we'll put it back up there and re-weld it in the right place. Of course, the best way to get this to cut welds off is with a grinding wheel, and I am out of them, so I don't think that one's going to do. Let's run down to the hardware store real quick, and I'll get a good supply of those. Someday, in a perfect world, all things will be standardized. I wonder what that one even goes to. Makita? It's not the Makita. Why do I even keep these things around? I don't even know what that goes to. Ah, these are the times that try men. Well, about 30 minutes later, I outsmarted myself. I got so organized when I bought these new grinders. Of course, you know, they came with the spanners. I put them all in this nice little Acrobin on my welding cart where I wouldn't forget where they were at, which I went and did. So that's all right. You know, setting up a new shop with half of my stuff in a Connex, you know, it's going to be that way for a little while. All right, let's I'll make sure I take one of these down there and get the right size arbor grinding wheel for that. Okay, let's head on down there. All right, friends, we are back in business here. Let's see what we got. It is a great blessing to have such a good hardware store not too far away. Okay, so basically got everything they had there, kind of a variety. But I typically, I don't know why I let myself get so low. I typically like to have 3 different sizes of these. So I'll get these, the fatter ones for more heavy duty work where you got to remove a bunch of metal. And then some medium ones there for, I guess, medium work. And then what I like best for cutting steel or plate or welds are these little ones. They're a little bit fragile, but they really cut well and they're a lot more precise. So we'll go with that here on our. Oh, fun fact: the key for removing the grinding wheel on the Fiend grinders is the exact same fit for the Metabo. So right there, just when the devil tries to get you down, the good Lord, he sees you through. Now for the life of me, I can't figure out what I was thinking when I put this angle on here. This bench is 33 inches deep. I got this 2-inch angle flush here and hanging over the edge a good half, almost 3/4. I don't know why I would have done that. Maybe the wall was that far out when I put it on, but and why did I have to have such a big piece? I'm going to cut all this off. We're going to match it exactly the same size as the other piece, and we'll just weld one bit on here. But we got to cut this off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 small welds. Well, I'll tell you guys, you never know what you're going to get on this channel. I was not thinking I was going to be fabricating today, but that's the way it goes here. So, okay, so here's what we got. So I didn't realize this. So it looks like we got, what, a 2-inch piece of angle there and 1.5 inches. That's going to bug my OCD there to have 2 different sizes. So we'll save that for a different project. So let's start anew here. And we'll just, we'll weld up, that looks like about the right size. It gives you plenty of room. What is that, 5 inches? What do we need? Yeah, we'll go with 5. Let's go with 6 inches. We'll go with 6 inches, and we'll just cut 2 pieces. I got these raggedy old holes here that I burned through with a plasma torch. We'll cut 2 of these at 5 inches. We'll drill some new holes in it for the lag bolts. That way we can lag them right into that select deck wall. Bolt it down to the floor, and we will have a bomb-proof bench. So let's cut these 2 guys here. So I got a new cutoff saw here. This was something my dad recommended. I know I'm late to these have been around a long time. This is I got rid of the old fiber cutter that was my granddad's. Actually, I gave it to Jariah and replaced it with a low RPM carbide cutter that I heard so many good things about. Now, this gives us the ability to have a lot more precise cut, and it's a lot cleaner. You don't have all that fiber dust, contaminating your shop and such. So we'll try this out together, but I've heard these things are pretty amazing. I'm not at my best today. I do not think that's the proper way to cut. I think this. I knew better than that. Next, we'll drill 2 holes in here so we can put some nice big lag screws through there. So I'm going to come in 3/4. We'll go 3/4 by 3/4. I think we'll drill a 1/2 inch hole. That'll give us a 1/2 inch lag. We'll drill 2 of those, so there'll be 4 in total here. My friend and friend of the channel, Ken, sent me this cool tool. It's a magnet for cleaning up shavings and stuff. It's really powerful too. So not particularly ideal for this situation. I guess it is right there, but when you're grinding and stuff. So what it does is it's really powerful. It picks up all of the chips, especially if you need to stick it inside tubing or something like that. And when you want to release it, you just put it over the trash can and you pull this plunger out and it breaks the connection and it cleans itself. That's pretty cool. It's handy. I've been using it all over the place. You know, when you hacksaw something around your vise, you just run it around, it just cleans everything up, and you go right over to the trash can and done. That's pretty good, pretty clever.
You were looking at a magazine. There was red carpets and limousines, and the grass seemed so much greener. All we wanted was to get there fast, so we packed up everything we had, running on hope and a tank of gas, like dreams ain't just for dreamers. We couldn't wait to leave that life behind, trying to find salvation in that city limit sign. And one of those